Blessings. Hi. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is staying safe. Welcome to Womb Wellness Wednesdays. We do this every Wednesday. Shine, rain, snow, every single Wednesday, touching on topics that are important and affect the reproductive system and the digestive system. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in. For all of you guys that are not following the Vagina Lady on Instagram, please do so. And if you are not following us on YouTube, Cosmic Woman, please do so. There's a lot of different information and stuff that happens that doesn't always go to Instagram or doesn't always go to YouTube. And so I want you to be able to get all the information. So being able to tap into all of these different platforms really helps. So guys, please, if you're not subscribed or you're not following, please do so. So last week, we spoke a lot about what makes a period healthy. And we're going to be talking a lot about that in the following weeks to come in October. But this week, we're really going to be tapping in on cancer. Breast cancer specifically, because it's breast cancer month, and how can we not at least talk about treatments and options and those types of things, because women are suffering from this condition all over the world. It's a global thing. It's not just a black thing or a white thing or oh, you're in America and I live in Asia or I live in Jamaica, or it is something that is prevalent. And not just so, but also across the world, globally. So we have to tap into that. So of course, before we ever start a Womb Wednesday, I always want to start with prayer. So I hope no one minds. And then we can get right into it, right? So please bow your heads, do whatever you would usually do for prayer, and I will lead the prayer. Dear God, myself and everyone on these lives, just thank you for the things that you have provided to allow us to make ourselves healthy, to maintain our health. We also thank you for the people that you have pulled out of their shell to be able to target and affect the people that need it, so that there can be a domino effect on healing and love. We also ask you to remove the things that don't serve our higher good and allow us to absorb everything that will allow us to be able to be the best versions of ourselves. Amen. Okay. All right, guys. So breast cancer, right? Breast cancer is something that is abundant. It is something that 1 out of every 8 women suffer from. Think about that. 1 in every 8 women. So if you have a party and you have a party with 20 women, there's at least 2 women out of those 20 women that have had or will have breast cancer. That's insane. Because of course, breast cancer is something that we are trying to understand, trying to get a concept of, trying to know, like, how does this work? How do we treat this? How do we fix this? How do we prevent this? And there's so much information out there when it comes to that type of thing. So, of course, tonight's live is going to be tapping or not just tapping, but we're going to be definitely getting into that aspect. All of those aspects. So, as I will always tell you guys, any type of condition, I don't care what it is. It could be breast cancer. It could be autism. It could be fibroids. It could be cysts. It could be endometriosis. It could be any of these types of conditions, diabetes, high blood pressure. At the end of the day, it really starts in the gut. It's really about the gut and the fact that the gut is not healthy. Because if our gut is healthy, you will find that you're not going to suffer from certain types of conditions. You're probably not going to suffer from any type of condition because your gut is healthy. And the digestive system is really one of the foundations of the rest of our bodies. And so we have to tackle the gut. When we talk about the gut, what really are we talking about? We're talking about the stomach, we're talking about the liver, we're talking about the kidney, we're talking about every aspect of the digestive system. And how it is that we need to now heal or maintain a healthy digestive system so that we don't develop these types of conditions. So the gut in itself is extremely important. But apart from the gut, when we're dealing with breast cancer, there is also another aspect. And the other aspect is emotional. Breast cancer is literally an estrogen-driven condition. And a lot of times, most reproductive issues are estrogen-driven conditions. So we really need to look at our estrogen. Look at how much estrogen we're drawing into our bodies. And not just that, but how are we expelling this estrogen? Because if your body has too much estrogen, you definitely don't need to be taking in any. And you definitely need to understand how you want to remove it, but you also don't want to take in more estrogen. So we have to look into that as well. When we think about estrogen, what do you think about? What is estrogen? How do you bring estrogen into your body? Birth control is definitely one of those things. And I don't want to say that because you are on birth control, you're going to end up with breast cancer. Because that's not realistic. That is not, I would not sign my name on that. What I can say to you is that if you do suffer from breast cancer, you definitely have a high amount of estrogen. And you need to do something about that to remove it and also not to bring it in your body. So when we think about a healthy gut, we also have to think about the estrogen level and where that is, and making sure that it is where it's supposed to be in the female body. Now, I don't just want to talk about female body because, of course, breast cancer can be found in men as well. So it's not just about you have a vagina so you can get breast cancer. The reality is you have breasts, you have nipples, so anyone can get breast cancer. So there are men that suffer from that. But the reality is that it's mostly women that suffer from breast cancer. So I really want us to have an understanding that we can prevent this. We can. And not only can we prevent this, but this is not just a physical issue, but this is also an emotional issue, because cancer is emotional. Breast cancer is a tumor, okay? And fibroids is also a tumor, something that women also suffer with on a daily basis. Now, if you do suffer from fibroids, you will never necessarily suffer from breast cancer. because fibroids are always benign tumors, whereas breast cancer is going to be malignant. It's going to be cancerous. And so that is really the difference between the two. So tumors in general means that there is an emotional aspect that has created a physical situation. It's physical. The mental aspect of you, the emotional aspect of you, all of that has now turned into this physical entity, which now is cancer, a tumor. Not just a tumor, but now a malignant tumor, which would be if it's breast cancer or whatever other type of cancer in terms of tumor aspect that you would have. So a lot of women would probably say, so okay, you're talking about this breast cancer thing. And of course, no one in this world really wants breast cancer. So how do we figure that out? Right? How is it that we prevent breast cancer? There are many different ways in how to do so. One of the first things I would say is, by the time you get to age 40, if breast cancer does not run in your family, I suggest starting to do your mammograms. Mammograms, yes, they have radiation, and I hate that. That's why I hate the microwave, because it has radiation, okay? But I also, from another aspect, know that we have to be realistic. And so that's why I'm not necessarily recommending you to do a mammogram every 6 months. But at least every year, look into that. Get your checks. Know what's happening inside of your breasts. Okay? Because it's reality. It's what women are suffering from on a daily basis. What I would also say to you is checking your own breasts. A lot of times women don't do that self-check, and they wait until they go to their OBGYN or their clinic, and when they go for their pap smear, if they do, because that's a whole other topic, because I realize women really don't do pap smears, which is a problem. Once it is that they go to this doctor, the doctor feels around, touches, does everything, and then keeps it moving. But what I really want to tap into for women is to understand that the best time to catch anything is for you to catch it, not necessarily your doctor, because it's your breasts. Know your breasts. Understand your breasts. Know that, usually you have a lump here, but it's not really a lump, but it's a little bit harder here. Know that over here, this is what it feels like. Know your breasts. Feel them. And we're going to go over a lot of things in terms of that, in terms of the breasts, and touching them and understanding them, so that it is that you can really detect if there is something off. You don't want your doctor to have to say, hey, something feels funny here. I think we should go get this checked. You want to be at home, lying down, watching TV, touching yourself. And I don't mean in a sexual manner. I mean literally just the same way how you would rub your shoulder or whatever you're rubbing. And you realize that, hold on, I don't know this lump. I've never felt this. What is this? And from that, you start to do different types of touching to have an understanding of what is going on. So with that being said, I want to run over how to really do a self-breast check. So, there are going to be, number one, many different ways that you are going to position yourself to do your breast check. let's say that you're sitting in this position, the same position I am sitting. I'm sitting down, my chest is up, my back is up, my back is down, my chest is up, right? I recommend first going from the top and feeling all the way down. So you're coming from the middle of each breast and going down. It's not about the nipple, ladies. It is not about the nipple, okay? So we're taking it here and we're going all the way down, then down to here. And you're going back up, okay? Lying on your back. Sitting up, sorry. Sitting up, going like this. The next thing that I would want you to do is to raise your arm. Now, when we raise our arm, what happens is the muscle lifts itself up and you can now feel more. So you're going to now raise this arm and feel, just to see if there's anything extra that could have been there that wasn't there before. From that, we're going to go into a circular motion. And I recommend circular around the breast. Not too much pressure, but so that you can be able to feel. Okay? And you're going to go around. And you're going to go around and around. There's no need to touch the nipple at all, ladies. It is literally about here, where all of the meat is in the breast. And you're going to go around and around and around. You're also going to do that on the other side, sitting up. I also recommend lying down and doing this practice as well. So you're going to choose a specific time of the month. Maybe right after your period, right before your period, right before ovulation, during ovulation. You're going to pick a time. And you're going to do this type of thing during this time. Okay? So that it is that you can have an understanding of what your breast feels like. Because as I told you before, it is really important for you yourself to realize that something is off before you wait on your doctor to actually tell you that. Because you're feeling your breast every day. Ladies, we lotion our breasts every day. Take 2 minutes, take 5 minutes to lotion your breasts and feel your breasts. You're lying in a tub with some warm water. You have some essential oils, you have some herbs, you have whatever the hell it is that you have in your tub with you as you relax. Now is the time to really get to know your body. Feel your body. Because let's keep it real, a lot of times you don't have time to do shit. So if we can find this time, we take this time to do so. Okay? So we're going to lie on our back. We're going to sit up. We're going to raise our hand. We're going to do all of this so that we can feel what our breasts feel like in all of these different positions. Okay? Another thing that I think we need to tackle is literally our deodorant. Our deodorant. Think about the deodorant that you use. And I'm not going to call any names in terms of brands of what you're using that would be negative. But what I would say is, does your deodorant have aluminum? Does your deodorant have sulfur? These things trigger breast cancer. It does. It triggers the lymphs or lymph nodes, which is why sometimes they find breast cancer from under the arm, because the lymph nodes are what we would call swollen. And that tells us that there is something wrong. And so using a deodorant that would be non-aluminum and non-sulfur is going to help us to be able to not suffer from breast cancer. It helps us to not suffer from breast cancer, right? Another thing that is important in terms of prevention is are the foods that we eat. As I told you guys at the beginning, breast cancer is an estrogen-driven issue. Estrogen-driven. Just like endometriosis, just like fibroids, just like PCOS, just like cysts, just like all of those things, is estrogen-driven. So if you are suffering from an estrogen-driven condition, like cancer, breast cancer, we now know that you personally definitely don't need to go through this thing of using foods that have things that would have estrogen, like dairy and chicken and beef and all these other different type things. Soy. Guys, soy. A lot of times people come to me and they say to me, you know, I had an auntie or I had a friend or I had a cousin and she was a vegetarian and she still died from breast cancer. And I'm like, yeah, but what was that vegetarian's diet? Was that vegetarian's diet soy? Was she eating tofu all the time? What kind of milk was she having on a daily basis? If she was eating vegan meat, what type of vegan meat was she eating? Because a lot of times these types of vegan meats or vegan products have soy in them. And the soy is not a good thing. So we have to look at that. The soy, the dairy, any types of foods or meats that would have estrogen in them. And then also the canned foods. Because canned foods, don't get me wrong, it's easy, it's quick, it's cheap. I get it. But a lot of times, especially in Jamaica here, right, I find that a lot of people eat canned foods on a regular basis. I find more than when I was in the US, right? And we have to look at that. Because of course there are preservatives in that. And then of course there's the can, which has aluminum. And we don't even want the aluminum in our deodorant that is going under our arm. Much less the aluminum that our food is sitting in for 2, 3, 4, 5 years before we eat this canned food. So we want to definitely make sure that between the canned foods, the estrogen-driven foods, the dairy, the soy, that those things are eliminated out of our diet. Breast cancer also has some kind of mucus involved. And let's keep it real. Most diseases, most issues are mucus issues. So when people suffer from things like arthritis, that's mucus. When people suffer from cysts, that's mucus. When people suffer from cancer, a lot of times, it's mucus. So it is about removing mucus out of our body, but also not taking in foods that create mucus. Do you understand that? Not bringing in those things into your diet, because that is also very important. We're removing the negative entities. We want to make sure that we are also not bringing in these same fucking things that are creating the fucking issue, right? Another aspect from that is, hey, now I realize, or I know for a fact that cancer runs in my family, and I want to make sure I don't get this. What can I do? Or cancer doesn't run in my family, and I don't want to be one of the first to have that shit. How does that work? So from there, what I could say to you is, you want to look at different types of products to help that. So yes, you're going to be focusing on your diet to make sure your diet does not include things to create breast cancer. But you also want to bring in other things that wouldn't naturally be a part of your diet unless you are a health type of connoisseur or you are already trying to seek ways to be naturally healthy. So when I talk about treatments, I think about things like coconut oil. Coconut oil, guys. Coconut oil is everywhere. And people are talking about coconut oil and telling you to cook with the coconut oil and all kinds of things with this coconut oil. Coconut oil? Cook with it? No, guys. We don't cook with coconut oil. We don't. There's no health benefits of cooking with coconut oil. The health benefits is swallowing the coconut oil. The health benefits is using it as a mouthwash and spitting it out. The benefits of coconut oil is to put it in your belly button and allowing your belly button to absorb the coconut oil. That is how we can use coconut oil to our advantage. If we're talking about just cooking with it, you've lost the majority of the properties. There has been absolutely no healing that has happened. But if we're talking about swallowing this organic virgin coconut oil or pouring it in our belly buttons and allowing our belly buttons to absorb it, that is an amazing thing. That is where the healing comes in. That is where it's at. So I suggest getting coconut oil, taking a tablespoon every day, swallowing it. If it's hard for you to swallow the coconut oil, put it in your smoothie. I put coconut oil in the smoothie for myself and my kids all the time. I hate the word kids. And my children all the time. And it literally makes your smoothie creamier. It's a creamier vibe. So the taste is already there, and now you've created the texture. So it goes down smoother, and it is doing more healing because, of course, it has this coconut oil, which removes toxins and creates all of this healing in your body, and so on and so forth. Another type of oil that is amazing for the body to prevent breast cancer or any type of cancer, most cancers, is black seed oil. Black seed oil. Black seed oil is amazing. We're talking about your immune system being higher, your gut being stronger, which is what we want. Because of course, as I told you guys at the beginning, if your immune system is healthy, it's very rare that you're going to get all of these other conditions that are out there. Most times it is that you're going to get nothing because you're just too healthy to get anything. So, black seed oil, amazing, amazing, amazing. Take a tablespoon or a teaspoon or whatever it is that you can on a regular basis so that you can eliminate even the thought that you could be building cancer or cancer could be building in your body. Another amazing thing is frankincense. Now, I know a lot of you have heard about frankincense. A lot of you know about frankincense. And frankincense a lot of times is in the churches, right? And they will light the frankincense and they will swing it and swing it. I was growing up in a Anglican church. So they swing it and they smell up the whole church with the frankincense. But a lot of people don't know that you can actually get A-grade frankincense oil and swallow it. Guys, A-grade frankincense, swallow it. You will realize, or not just realize, you can Google that shit, that it helps with not just prevention, but also if it is that you suffer from this type of condition. The best A-grade frankincense I know is doTERRA. I am a doTERRA fan. I am a lover. I use all the oils. I am an advocate. So I might be a little bit biased, okay? But if it's not a doTERRA oil, you definitely want to make sure that it is a A-grade frankincense oil, so that it is that you can swallow it. Put it in a capsule, close the capsule, swallow it, drop it in your smoothie, drop it in your water. Great, great, great. Okay? Another thing that you can use in terms of prevention or in terms of treatment is a castor oil treatment. Now, I have spoken about castor oil treatments many times. And castor oil treatments are a topical treatment. We cannot use black Jamaican castor oil for this treatment. This treatment has to be used, the castor oil that is used for this treatment has to be cold pressed organic virgin castor oil, which means that it is very light in color. It is not dark, okay? It is not black. And you literally saturate your entire abdomen with this. You like your entire abdomen, right? And then from there, what you do is you use a heating pad. Sorry, let me take that back. What you do from there is you use a cotton flannel or muslin cloth across your abdomen that has the oil saturated on the stomach. Then you use a heating pad on top of that, okay? This does not work without the heat. The heat is needed. The heat is needed, okay? This really helps to detox the body. Castor oil treatments detox the reproductive system. It detoxes the digestive system. It flushes the lymphatic system. Just those 3 things alone is going to help with any type of breast cancer that you're going to have. Because we're talking about detoxing, we're talking about flushing the lymphatic system, and not just are we detoxing the digestive system, but we're also detoxing the reproductive system. Which is why when you suffer from things like PCOS, fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, any other kind of reproductive condition, castor oil treatments are always great because it's pulling out the toxins out of your body. Okay? Now, detoxing on a whole is important. And when I say detoxing, I don't just mean in terms of doing a juicing, which is still great. So I'm not trying to make it seem like doing a juice diet or a juice detox is not important or it doesn't have any merit, because it does. And it's great for us to be able to do so. But there are also other types of ways to detox. We can detox in many different ways. Maybe that we're going to do cold pressed juices to detox. If we're going to do just types of smoothies and do that to detox. Or if we're going to use a type of tonic supplement to detox. Now, there are many different types of herbs that are great for detoxing. We have burdock root that's good for that. Ginger is great for detoxing and creating, making sure that the body is not having a lot of inflammation, right? Sea moss is great. There are a lot of different things, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But detoxing in general is really very helpful when it comes to you either trying to, 1, prevent this situation, and 2, if it is that you are trying to now heal your body if you find yourself in this position. I do want to go back to the castor oil treatments for a second, because the thing I did not mention about the castor oil treatments is, yes, you're going to do it on your abdomen, but I also want you to do it on your breasts, especially if it runs in your family. If breast cancer runs in your family, detox your breasts as well. Get it done, right? You're going to put the castor oil over your breasts. You're going to put the cloth over it. You're going to put the heating pad over the cloth. And you're going to lie there for an hour. If you fall asleep, it's okay. Go on your phone. Go on Instagram. Watch Netflix. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay? But make sure that it is that you are also not just doing a castor oil treatment on your abdomen, but also on your breasts. Okay? Now, I want to get into some of the herbs. Because, of course, I'm the herb lady. I'm all about using herbs to heal your body. And so, I want to go through some herbs that are important. Herbs that you can use on a daily basis so that you can maintain a healthy body. 1, ginger. Ginger is it. Ginger is a superfood. Now, why do we call ginger a superfood? We do. Why? Number 1, it is great for the digestive system. Number 2, it's great for the reproductive system. Number 3, it's great for any kind of inflammation. Okay? So just from those 3 things alone, you want to be having ginger. Put ginger in everything. Put it in your chicken when you're cooking. Chew it. Put it in your smoothie. Put it in your lemonade. Put it in anything you can and everything you can. Another thing is turmeric. Turmeric is the same thing. It's great for your digestive system. It's great for inflammation. It is going to be able to help. You can make a tea. You can buy the oil, which of course we have. You can do the oil situation. You can do the actual root. You can put these things in your smoothie, in your water, cook with them. For me, I have been using turmeric oil that I put either in water or put in a capsule and swallow it. And the reason why I have been doing that is because I find that when I use the turmeric too much, it really affects my teeth and the color of my teeth. Because there was a time when my teeth were just white and beautiful. And of course, I drink tea on a regular basis in general. Tea and coffee can definitely create staining. But I find that turmeric creates even more of an issue. Okay? So if it is that you are finding that it is staining your teeth, then I would say get the oil, put it in a capsule, or put it in a glass of water, swallow it. You don't have that issue. Okay? Another thing is moringa. Now, moringa is something that a lot of people have been talking about of lately, right? I would say in the last 8 years, moringa has really been up there, okay? Moringa is like a superfood as well, okay? The amount of properties that it has and healthy properties that it has, someone should be having that on a daily basis, right? So if you want to put it in your smoothie, if you want to make the tea, and when you use the moringa tea, you can put ginger in there, you can put turmeric in there. Guys, you can mix these things together. You do not have to take a different step every single time, okay? Please understand that. Another thing is sea moss, okay? Sea moss is amazing for so many things. It's good for your joints. It's good for your entire body. It's good for inflammation. It's good for so many things. Get your sea moss. Get your Irish moss. However it is that you need to. I actually, when I make my smoothies in the morning, I do half coconut water and half Irish moss, right? Irish moss gel. And those are my bases. And then I add my fruits or whatever. When it comes to the children, they don't love the Irish moss as much. To them, it takes away from the fruitness. So I don't use Irish moss as much, or I don't put as much as I do with mine. I put a little bit so that it is inconspicuous, but it is definitely still there. Great for joints, great for digestive system, great for the health of the body, just great overall. Now, lavender. You mostly find people not swallowing lavender. Guys, I'm here to tell you, lavender buds, amazing. Get yourself some lavender buds, boil it, make some tea, make a juice, add it to your sorrel. Have you ever had sorrel, or what they call hibiscus in America, with lavender buds mixed together? Oh, it's everything. It's amazing. And you sweeten it with a little bit of agave and maybe add some ginger in that. Oh, guys, it is good. Okay, lavender is everything. Not only is it an antiseptic and all of those different things, right? But lavender also creates a relaxing, it has these relaxing properties that now allows you to be more relaxed, because a lot of times cancer comes from the stresses of life, the emotional stresses. So lavender really helps. So if you can incorporate that, that would be great. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me check and see if there are any questions before I even continue. I know I've been running my face off, so I am just going to check here. Oh, someone's about to inbox me. Well, please still do. So I want to tell you guys, right, that this is breast cancer month. And so today I want to tap into breast cancer and how to not just prevent it, but if you have it, how to then help to heal yourself from this condition. But I want to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture really is your periods. Yes, your periods. I see women walking around every day. I have friends that have periods that are lasting 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, 12 days. Periods that last for 4 days, you skip for 1 day and then it spots for 1 more day and then it goes. Periods that have clots. Periods that have smell. Periods that have pain, back pain, cramping, all these different things, headaches, nausea, constipation. All of this, all of that that's going on is a sign to let us know that something is wrong. Your periods are supposed to be beautiful. Your periods are supposed to be amazing. Your periods are supposed to be easy and breezy, and they can last 18 hours. 18 hours of bleeding, spotting, whatever you want to call it. Why are women suffering with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 2 weeks, 1 month periods? Your period is not supposed to shift your day. Your period is not supposed to determine what color you wear today. Your period is not supposed to, you're not supposed to have to now structure your life around your period. Your period is a blessing. It is your gift. And there are women out there that are not having periods every month, which is also an issue. Huge issue. So what I say to you is, yes, when it comes to breast cancer, we have to prevent, we have to be aware, we have to be touching our breasts in different ways. Maybe that our arms are down, now our arms are up, now we're lying on our back. We want to be able to do that so we can know what our breasts feel like. But we also want to have an understanding of our periods and heal our periods. Our breasts are also a part of our reproductive system. And I find that a lot of times that is ignored. Even during, lactation and feeding the baby. No one is talking about how to prepare the breast for breastfeeding. For a lot of women, they give birth, they put the baby on, milk doesn't just come out. For a lot of women, it takes time before that happens. And the reason why it takes time is why? Because we're not preparing the breasts and stimulating the milk ducts, so that once baby sucks, the milk ducts are like, oh, whatever, hormone has gone off, and now we release. Okay? So, healthy periods are very important, and this month is Healthy Period Month. It's Healthy Period Month. And what's even more important is it's Healthy Period Month on my birthday. Yay! Okay, so how coincidental is that? It is Healthy Period Day on the Vagina Lady's birthday. I love it. It's beautiful. And because of that, my plan is to donate natural pads to an orphanage that holds pregnant girls from the ages of 11 to 16. Now, these girls that are pregnant from 11 to 16 are not pregnant from 11 and 16-year-old men or boys. They are pregnant from big horseback tearing man. And now an 11, a 12, a 13-year-old has to think about being a mother, has to think about pushing a baby out of her little vagina that don't really know nothing about nothing, has to leave her home and come to this odd place, has to go through that trauma. So I decided that for my birthday, I want no gifts, I want no present, I want none of that. What I want is donations. I personally am donating, but I want donations from those friends that would have given me presents or would have taken me out to drink wine or whatever they would have usually done. I want that money. I want that money or donations to now go to that orphanage and give it to them. That's my gift. That's my gift to myself and definitely my gift to them. Okay? So if anybody is interested in anything like that, if anybody is interested in that, send me a DM and I can tell you exactly how to send the money, where to send the money. Nothing is too little. You can send me $1 US. You could send me $50. You could send me $50 US. It really doesn't matter, okay? At this point, it is really about the giving. And every little will make up to something. Because realistically, for even the women that are watching right now, what type of pads do you use? What type of pads? Do you use the generic normal pads? Do you use Always? Do you use Kotex? Do you use Stay Free? Do you use Playtex tampons? Do you use any of those types of pads or tampons? Have chlorine bleach in them. They have pesticides in them. They have plastic in them, and some of them have fragrance in them. That is just toxic in itself. In itself. When you change your pads, you find that at the end of the day, the period that you would usually have that lasts 7 days now lasts 5 days or 4. Or maybe even 3, because you have changed your pads, because you are not putting that toxic entity into your body. So I don't want to get too much into periods, because of course we have the rest of the month to talk about that, because every other live, Womb Wellness Live, we are going to be digging into periods and healthy periods. I don't want to spend too much time on that. But I am bringing that up just to highlight the fact that the reproductive system in general, we need to look at. We need to look at the things that we're using, the deodorants that we're using. Is the deodorant you're using, does it have aluminum in it? Does it have sulfur in it? Right? The pads that you're using, does it have chlorine bleach? Does it have pesticides? Does it have plastic? Does it have fragrance? And then, of course, the foods that we're eating. Does the food that you're eating have soy in it? Does it have dairy in it? Because these things create it. And then apart from that, we want to go to the emotional aspect of the woman. Because it is the emotion that creates the physical entity of this cancer. A woman that is going to get up today and realize that she has breast cancer, whichever way she realizes, is someone that has been emotionally suffering. You might not know that because she's dealing with it well on the outskirts and how people view her, but internally she's not dealing with it well, and it is causing a condition which they call a tumor, which can then become malignant, which is then breast cancer. Okay, ladies? So please look into that. Think about it. Do your research. Don't just take my word for it. Please do your research. If you guys have any questions about anything, and of course anything, I mean anything reproductive at all, and of course reproductive, digestive, circulatory, lymphatic, a lot of those things, blood and the health of the blood, all of those things of course intertwine. But in general, reproductive, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please reach out. Please send a DM, okay? Please, please. If you don't get a response immediately, you will get a response, okay? There's a lot going on, of course, between the births, between writing the book, between the children, between work, consultations. There's a lot going on. But Cosmic Woman is growing, and we are hiring others, and it is allowing me to be able to do more. So then it allows you to have more access to me. So please send a message, reach out, because the whole point of me being here is to help. And not just help from a physical standpoint, but also help from an emotional standpoint and a mental standpoint. Because that's what Cosmic Woman is all about. We will not just heal the woman physically. We will heal the woman mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It is time for us as women to get down back to our nurturing roots, to tap into our femininity, and to also understand that when we go through pain and stress, that we release it, because holding on to this pain and stress is what is creating these conditions that we are suffering from. And it is 1 out of every 8 women that suffer from cancer, breast cancer. So we have to do something. It is time to heal. It is time to look into self. It is time to literally love yourself enough to heal yourself and to give yourself love, self-healing. I'm telling you, the empowerment that you get from self-healing is just, I can't even describe it. It's something that I have gone through, I have lived, and I still can't even describe to you the amazing feeling that I had to know that I had a condition that I was supposed to have a hysterectomy from, or because, and decided that I was going to go another way, do something else, find a natural option. And I ended up finding that, tapping into that, allowed me to heal myself from that condition. So we all can heal ourselves. It is out there. Okay, so guys, I am going to run through some major points just in case you tapped in or just in case you got lost. Number one, breast cancer starts in the gut. It starts in the gut. What you're eating and the toxins and the waste that is in your gut. It also is an estrogen-driven condition. So you cannot eat foods that contain estrogen. Also, get your mammograms done. Do your breast checks. I went through the breast checks. You can play this again and check out the breast checks. You're going to be on your breasts, on your back. You're going to be standing up. You're going to have an arm up. All of these different positions allow you to touch your breasts without being, or feel your breasts without the muscle itself being in the way, so that you can know if there's anything odd, different, or strange. It is always better for you to know the feeling or know what your breasts feel like, so that you can find this first. Don't always rely on your doctor to do so. Another thing is our deodorants. Using natural deodorants. And a lot of people can always say, I don't use natural deodorants because it doesn't hold me. It can't hold you. It is because your body needs to be detoxed. It's because you probably need to do a scrub, just like how you would scrub your face. You probably have to do a scrub under your arm. You probably need to do a detox clay treatment under your arm and pull the toxins out. You probably need to change your diet, and that is why your armpit is doing that, because it's saying, hey, we're full of toxins. Release us, type of situation. Again, soy, dairy, anything that contains estrogen, that is not your friend. Now, in terms of treatments, we can use things like black seed oil. We can use things like coconut oil. Black seed oil, you're going to swallow. Coconut oil, virgin, you're going to swallow. You're going to put it in your belly button. Allow your belly button to absorb it. Frankincense, great. You're going to use the frankincense. You're going to put it in a drop of water. You're going to put it directly on your tongue. You're going to put it in your diffuser. You're going to use the frankincense in all different types of ways. And please, guys, when you're using essential oils, you're using A-grade essential oils. I personally use the Tero. If you would like to purchase that, you can contact me if that is necessary. Detoxing. We're talking about detoxing. Castor oil treatment, clay treatment, juicing, all of those things, great, completely great for detoxing the body. Dry brushing, also great for detoxing the body. Exercise is also great for detoxing the body. And then when we got into the herbs, we were talking about things like ginger root, turmeric, moringa, lavender buds, sea moss. Great things to use that can help to cleanse us, that can help to create health. So guys, there's no reason, absolutely no reason that we should fall into this, because we know that we have to heal ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so you have the tools to do so. And if you have any questions, as I said before, please reach out. Please, because I want to put this information out there. If you are not following Cosmic Woman, please do so on Instagram. And if you're not following the Vagina Lady on Instagram, please do so. Also, in terms of the YouTube channel, we are trying to build up our YouTube channel. So please follow us, because we want to start doing lives and stuff there as well. And we need to build up a little more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is always a pleasure to be here on a Womb Wednesday. It is more than a pleasure. Love and light to all of you. I will see you next week, where we will talking about more periods, healthy periods, 1 day periods, which is what everyone should have.